Supervised machine learning is a technique for data that contains labeled examples, such that each data point contains a number of features and an associated label. The goal of supervised learning is to map these features to labels based on example data and apply that mapping to classify new data. In the case of the Palmer penguins dataset, our features include bill length, bill depth, flipper length, and body mass, and our labels are the penguin species names. The first supervised approach we will discuss is a technique called k-nearest neighbors. This technique classifies data into specified classes. In this example, we will use the k-nearest neighbors algorithm to try to classify our penguin species based on just two of these data features, bill length and bill depth. The first thing we need to do is split our data into a training set and a testing set. In machine learning, it's pretty standard to use 80% of your data for training and 20% for testing. It's also standard to normalize your predictors, in this case, bill length and bill depth, to ensure that the scales of the two variables are the same. Okay, let's start in the KNN setup code chunk. Step number 1 is to set a seed to ensure that we get the same results every time. Because we will randomly sample our training and testing sets from the data, we want to make sure that we select the same rows for training and testing every time we run this script. We can set a seed using the set.seed function. Next, you'll want to generate a random set of numbers that accounts for 80% of the total number of rows in your data set. This will serve as your training set. I've created a function to normalize the predictors, but you can also use the native scale function in R. Using this normalization function, I will create a new data frame called df.norm and normalize the two predictors I'm interested in. I'll check that this normalization worked using the summary function. If it has, my variables should both range from 0 to 1, which they do. Now let's move on to the KNN model code chunk. Using the random set of numbers, let's split the data into a training and testing set. You also want to extract the species name to be used as the classification argument in the k-nearest neighbors model. Now that we have everything we need to run our k-nearest neighbors model, let's actually run it. Using the KNN function, we can set the training set to df.train, the testing set to df.test, and the classification argument to df.category. We also can set our k to be equal to 3, which means that a testing point used by the algorithm will classify based on the 3 closest neighbors to that point. We can then show the accuracy of the classifier by calculating the proportion of penguins that correctly had their species classified. Sadly, our classifier wasn't particularly accurate at only 39.1% accuracy. However, this is above chance at 33%, so the algorithm is able to classify with some degree of accuracy. Let's try running the KNN model again with a greater number of neighbors, like 10. Interestingly, that reduced our accuracy to 38.35%. This is still above chance, but shows that increasing the number of neighbors isn't necessarily the way to get a better classification accuracy. Okay, now it's time for you to try an example. In example number 1, use the KNN algorithm to classify penguin species based on flipper length and body mass. Try a range of neighbors when employing the model to see if classification accuracy changes. In example number 2, use the KNN algorithm to classify penguin species using all 4 data features. Again, try a range of neighbors when employing the model to see if classification accuracy changes. Feel free to pause the video here while you try your examples. Okay, now that you've had a chance to try the k-nearest neighbors classification, let's move on to another supervised learning technique. This technique is called classification or decision trees. This is a technique used to draw conclusions, about a set of data observations. Classification trees specifically are models where the target variable, in our case, the species variable, can take on a set of discrete values, like chinstrap, Adderley, and Gentoo. We can train a decision tree model using a selection of our data and then apply it to a set of test data, like we did with k-nearest neighbors. Finally, we can examine how accurately the decision tree was able to classify our penguins into their correct species category. Let's begin with the classification tree's code chunk in the tutorial. Because we're taking a training and testing set from our data, we need to set a seed to ensure the same results every time. This time, we'll create a function to split our data into training and testing sets for us. We will use 80% of the data to train the model and 20% to test the model. Now we can fit our decision tree model using the rpart function. We want to specify species in the model formula because that's how we're trying to classify the individual penguins. We also want to specify the method as class because the species outcome can only take on 3 possible discrete values. We can now run the model using our training dataset. Once we run the model, the rpart.plot function creates a really helpful decision tree plot. When we previously investigated the data, we saw that Adelie penguins had the shortest flippers. The model identified flipper length as a way to distinguish between Adelie penguins and the other penguin species. If we move on to looking at the next level of the tree, once the model classifies using flipper length data, we see that it further distinguishes between Adelie and chinstrap penguins based on bill length, and between Gen 2 and chinstrap penguins using the island that the penguin was found on. Because we used the entire data set here, the model had the option of using information from the island, sex, and year variables as part of its classification process. So we might expect that the accuracy of this model with more data information might be more accurate than our KNN model. Let's find out using our test data set. We can use the predict function on the test data set along with our model and get a table of the penguins that the model could correctly classify. And this model did indeed do pretty well. It correctly predicted 26 Adelie penguins, but incorrectly classified 2 chinstrap penguins as Adelie penguins. If we measure the overall performance of the model, we see that it classified penguins at a staggering 95.52% accuracy, which is well above our KNN model's performance. But again, this kind of makes sense because we're using a lot more data to train the model. Now it's your turn to try a classification tree for yourself. Since island name and flipper length were important factors for the first model to classify the penguins, what happens to the decision tree if you remove island name and flipper length from the data frame and only classify based on the remaining data? Does it change the model accuracy? What does that tell you about the removed data? Give that example a try, and then join me after the break to discuss unsupervised machine learning models.